Last time I'll stay as the Ruby Eye.
Oh, whatever. It looks like I'm gonna see what you can do any second now anyway.
So, what do you know about trolls? Right, have it your way then. Let's take this outside.
No.
The innkeeper is gonna hate me. Now resuming. On Thayer's The Ruby Eye, Chapter 1, Part 6.
Just give us back what you stole, and we'll be on our way.
That's not gonna happen. I don't respond well to threats, especially if they're coming from a thieving wizard.
Excuse me, but aren't you a thieving sorceress?
Gary heckled me from the sideline. Oi, shut up! Stealing from thieves is fair game. Sadly, my line of reasoning failed to impress the bad guys who outnumbered us.
Enough talk. Get 'em.
The mummy man commanded the trolls, and they moved into action. I moved into action too. My foes were armed with only sharp claws and brute strength, but believe me, that's enough. Even though my clothes were charmed with talismans, those claws would have no trouble eviscerating me. One swipe and I'm maggot meat. The largest troll launched the first attack. Oh fuck! I managed to evade the strike. Using his own right arm as leverage, I swung backwards into a half somersault as the next troll drew near. Keeping the momentum, I threw myself forward, towards the approaching troll. He swiped at me with his claws. I waited to the last second to evade, tucking my head down. Passed his claws through his legs and saw my opportunity to strike. His hands flew to his crotch, his knees buckling. I may not have been able to beat him with my acrobatics, but I certainly threw him off balance, enabling me to use his hunched body as a shield from my other attackers, thus minimizing my enemy's number advantage. Almost as if I had planned that out, right? Bloodless, behind me! What? I noticed just in time, slipping out of my cloak and using it as a smokescreen as I stepped back, his claws now tangled in the material. Sorry, Ugly, that's all you're getting today. An extra roll, a swing, and a miss! I stepped out of the way lightly. He had put too much force into the attack and stumbled forward, smashing into a table. I hope they don't charge me for that. And things went on like this for a while.
Welcome back.
I had ended up by the table with Gary on again. Hi, honey. I'm home. Did you miss me? He sipped his drink. What the fuck did he think he was doing? He was sitting there on his ass, watching a poor innocent girl take on a bunch of trolls all by herself. Don't argue with me. I can play the poor innocent girl card when I need to. Anyway, his behaviour was completely unacceptable. You at least pretend to care. Jesus. I stood up again. The trolls remained undaunted. Probably because I hadn't managed to knock down a single one of them.
You cheeky little...
Well, at least they had accomplished something. I was getting on the mummy man's nerves. Hell yeah. Gowry, can you get off your ass and actually hurt some of those trolls? I asked sharply.
Yeah, sure, but you know trolls can regenerate, right?
Yes, I know. Don't try to educate me. Just trust me, okay? Any small injury will do.
Well, if any injury will do, no matter how small.
Just do it! Whilst Gary and I had been bickering, the trolls had closed the distance between us.
Okay, time to get serious, I guess. Right, I'm on it.
He said, thrusting his hand into his pocket, pulling out a fist full of nuts. Yeah, nuts, the ones with shells. Fuck. The type that squirrels eat. Have you gone? Absolutely. Fucking nuts yourself, mate.
Wait there, you'll like this. Just let me aim and...
Gary was balancing a nut between his thumbnail and the tip of his index finger. And with the flick of his wrist, he had shot the thing with enough velocity to pierce the troll's skin. Fired one after another, until soon all of the trolls looked pock-marked.
Pretty interesting technique, kid.
The mummy man grinned.
Too bad, you idiots forgot about the rapid regeneration.
But before Mr. Mummy Man had finished feeling smug for himself, the trolls started crying out in unison. The tiny wounds that Gary had inflicted were expanding quickly.
What's happening? What have you done?
Shrieked the Mummy Man. Oh, God. The wounds expanded in all directions, tearing the trolls apart. When it was finally over, more than half the bodies were gone.
Lena.
That was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. The Mummy Man and the few remaining trolls freaked out. They had appeared to lose their appetite for fighting. They whispered amongst themselves of the crazy new magic I'd chopped down their bodies with. Fear of the unknown is a powerful weapon. Okay, I'll let you in on a little secret. The magic that I just used was white magic. Think of it as a healing spell, but reversed. As I said before, it's not just black magic you need to watch out for. Okay, so here's the deal. A healing spell, as the name suggests, uses the spirit powers to accelerate the rate of healing damage that is done to the physical body. By reversing it, I use the troll's own physical healing abilities against them. Of course, as they've got an accelerated healing, they kind of just tore themselves to pieces. I wouldn't use something as nasty as that in combat, but you can't get away with just slowly wearing down a troll. If I hadn't used it, I might have ended up losing more than just my breath. The spell had worn off. But I'd figured most of the group would bolt at this point anyway. Unfortunately, one of the trolls was proving more stubborn than I had expected. He locked eyes with me and charged. I drew my short sword from my hip and chanted under my breath as he leapt towards me. Luckily, I was just as quick on my feet as he was. Claws and sword sparked to exchange blows. We were equally matched until an opening. Aha! I shouted as my sword sunk deep into his belly. He grinned. A troll grinning is never a good sign. He had me right where he wanted to. His objective has been to expose his midsection so I'd strike. Then I'd be trapped. Fuck! If I let go of my weapon, I'd be defenseless. If I didn't let go, I'd be trapped within the enemy's reach, with him surviving because of his regenerative powers. But just as he was preparing to gloat, I was settling the fight. Lightning! I called out, using my sword to conduct the monovolt spell. The troll's torso split apart. That's what you get for putting me in a corner. The poor thing's enormous frame thrashed about as it screamed in pain and then mercifully expired. There was a colossal thud as it hit the ground. Who's next then? No more playtime, kid. I slapped my hands together and placed my hands in front of my chest. I closed my eyes and began to chant. As I slowly spread my hands, a blue-white light appeared in between my hands, growing bigger and bigger.
Fireball!
The Mummy Man's eyes widened with terror. He bellowed.
Run! Run! Save yourselves!
He and the remaining trolls hurried off, screaming like their pants were on fire. Phew, I could do with a drink.
Phew, nothing. You're holding onto a fireball. What the hell are you going to do with that thing?
You sound like a girl. Apparently, he too feared the fireball spell, and had made his way towards the exit. What, are you afraid of this? I gently threw it into the air.
Ah!
Everyone in the room cried out, and then there was silence. Gary was first to look up. Timidly. Relax, would you? It's not really a fireball. I smiled and pointed at the white orb floating in the air above me. It's just a light spell. Oh, your face!